this time. It'll be a little bit later, so it's a bit more friendly for those Americans in their weird time zones, weird time zones. I'm kind of looking at the teams. Sort of, we talked about, we've got this Nunya mix, we've got Lego, we've got Seven, Ascent, we've got Red Pandas, Low Panda. That's a lot of teams that could potentially make up a top 4. I mean, off the top of your head, like all of those teams won their first games. Who do you think would be considered the favorite right now?
I mean, it will be hard to get past Seven and Ascent for sure. Those are the top 2 teams in Europe at the moment. Lego has a really good chance to make it as well. They did the last cup. They obviously play with a different, more casual roster for the ETF12 season, so they're not as actively practiced as either of those teams. Even Seven, I would assume, are a little bit more well practiced at the moment. But Lego is still a team with a lot of potential at their best to definitely make this one cup where they could make the top 4. Other than that, I think the 3rd and 4th place should be really highly contested between a number of the teams. The Bucks is a solid Div 1 team with previous Prem experience under their wings as well. Red Panda is currently 2nd in Div 1, I think, and they're looking really strong too, so they also would have a chance. It all comes down to like a single upset, basically, and suddenly you're getting something out of this cup all of a sudden. Rakuzan had a tough start, but if they keep adapting better and warm up more for the future matches, then they definitely have a chance on the prize pool as well. Low Panda, we just saw looking pretty strong for them. Even the Nunya mix, I would imagine, has a good chance. Really talented player, and most of them play together at the moment in Prem as well under the title of the Swamp. So I would imagine those have a chance. In the more ambiguous territory, video game Gamer Guys looks like a pretty strong team just by the names on it. We have Ixie, News, Raziel, Butnos, Ediski, Alfie. That is some good gamers, as the team name would suggest. And they have the potential to make an upset against some of these teams, I would imagine.
Absolutely. I mean, it really is, because it is a best of 1. The teams basically ban the maps they don't want to play. You end up with 1 map left, and that's the map you end up playing. It's not necessarily the maps that these teams really like, because I know from past experience, if a team knows that you're good at a map, they'll just ban it straight away. So it's basically common ground for both of you. And best of 1, anything can happen. Like I said, you really have to adapt on the spot and get something done. I think one of the arguments against Seven in these cups in the past has always been our lack of practice. They didn't play in the last ETF12 season, so they're not practiced, they're not ready. But in the past month, they've played at Rewind, a lot of TF2 there, and they played 2 officials. No, they played 3 officials in 2 days. 2 of them was on 1 day. So I think when it comes to practice for Seven this time around, they are ready. They are kind of geared up for this tournament. So I kind of agree with your assessment there. I think the top 2 kind of expected, but when it comes after that, I think any of these teams could really make it in. And because it is a Swiss system, you never know who could slip in there.
Yeah, and with the, like you mentioned, with the best of 1 in the groups as well, just upsets are so easy to happen if you just, like we just saw, if you just can't find your footing fast enough. Mistakes will be punished much harder in these best of 1 scenarios. You don't have as much time to adapt, and no safety cushion to fall back on in terms of maps you potentially are better on.
I'm just taking a look at the table now, and can see there's actually a lot of teams. And I'm not trying to work out who will play who. I have a whispering of who I think might be playing. I do believe we might be having FN versus Lego as the next match on the stream. So that's basically what we were just talking about, the Nunya kind of mixed team there, where you said a lot of them play under the banner of the Swamp in Prem at the moment, against Lego, which is playing in Div 2 with a bit of a casual mixed team. But when they come to these cups, they are playing with, all of their big hitters on their main classes. So this should definitely pose to be an interesting match. And again, off the top of your head, Dom, like, who do you think would come into this with the more confidence?
it's tough because when both teams were still like actively playing with their main rosters, Lego was about second in Prem and Nunya just barely slipping in there. But it's been a while, and Lego has been playing less since then, while the Swamp right now actively in Prem. And I am honestly kind of surprised how much improved they did since then. So it really depends on how strong of a showing Lego has today. I'm looking at the lineup, and it's indeed the full LAN lineup: Dr. Phil, Demo, Zen, Domo, Sorix, Condom. So they go all in for this. They don't. They want the money, and they don't want to lose to these newer Prem teams.
Yeah, they've got respect. They need to uphold the Lego name. Can't have these new kids on the block coming in. I just want to talk about the game that they played before this one. So like you said, the lineup is Condom on Medic, or CMD, Domo Demo, Dr. Phil playing Pocket, D-Mule on Roma, Zen and Sorix on the Scouts. Their other game on Gullywash lasted 5 minutes and 45 seconds. They won 5-0, and only 3 of their players died. They all died once. Sorix with a casual 18 KAD, Zen with only 14. I mean, it's
I actually remember some of the names on the other team. It's like newer people team. It's an open team, I think. So it's more unfortunate for them to be seeded against Lego in round one, and also, to be honest, a little bit for Lego as it's like not too great of a warm up. Sure, you just walk over a really new player team like that, but like you don't really get much from that on either side. So
yeah, that's always interesting. Yeah, I mean, take a look at the teams we just looked at, Low Panda and my son's basketball team. They've had a really tense 30 minutes, going back and forth, having to break stalemates and having to kind of work out how to push out of last, etc. They've been tested. And maybe that's a better of a warm up than playing 5 minutes against a team you've just rolled. So I think both of these teams did win their games 5-0. So I don't think it's going to be an advantage for either of these teams. This is apparently the Lego LAN lineup you said for the
yes,
Copenhagen
indeed.
Games LAN that's coming up at the end of
Yes,
March. So that'll be exciting to finally see Lego at LAN.
finally see
Yeah,
Demo himself at LAN.
Demol at LAN. Yes.
It has been years. Legends say he's an orc, but now we'll know for sure.
I mean, we'll finally find out what Smork looks like. But yes, players are getting onto the server now. Just taking a look at the FN team, aka kind of a Nunya mix. We got Crafty, Skyper, Pred. Looks like it's like you said, it's a solid team, and all of these players are played Prem. So it looks like we're playing on. Looks like we're playing Process. We've got Condom. Oh, Condom, very very helpful for us down there. I'm not sure if you're in the server yet, but he's saying that Lego banned Granary, FN banned Badlands, Lego then banned Snake, Gully was banned by FN, so Process is the map to be played. So we've got a different map for round 2.
Yes, Process it's like almost everybody's favorite. I want to say it's like one of the most played maps in general at the moment. It's a really well-rounded map overall, so it's not surprising that in a pick ban system for best of one, it's left standing. And yeah, this will be interesting. It allows for sniper if the team wants to do so. And looking at FN's lineup, I do believe they have some capable players.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Lego have capable sniper players as well, but I'd also say none of them come to mind as players that would want to perma snipe on this map. I think Zen and Sorix on the scouts there, I think they'd be much more happy just running around and fragging that way. And you have Dr. Phil and Demol. I suppose Demol, actually, I take that back, is known for his off-classing. So I would expect to see some sniper out of him. But with the scout combo that Lego have at the moment, I think that's going to really give them an advantage. I have to edge them here. And I'd say they probably take this, I'm going to say like 4-1, maybe 5-2, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable stat line. Also, I see Skype on the server who isn't technically rostered, so he's a merc. I believe FN also played with a different demo man before this game, so looks like whoever is rostered in as a demo man doesn't currently have time to play. So Skyper's a really talented demo man. Doesn't have that much high level experience. He did play Prem before, I think one season, I want to say, on an AMS team, I think it was, and he has the potential. Just he hasn't been forced to use it that much, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's definitely the teams that you put in as well, and whether those teams stay together. If you're playing in a project team and it collapses after one season, and then you're playing in another project team, you have to kind of keep practicing and keep playing. If you get that consistency going, then it's definitely better way to showcase your talents. I think definitely the cohesion again lies with Lego. These players have played together for a long time. I would guess of all of these players, Domo is the newest, and he played what 1 or 2 seasons with them in Prem. The rest of them have been around for a lot longer than that. So it's looking strong. I mean, I would dare say I'd put this Lego lineup up close to 7 and Ascent at the moment for battling for those top spots.
Yeah, like if this Legos lineup can clean up to the fullest potential, then they definitely have a chance to make the finals, I want to say.
Finally getting the last person in the server is Demol, has to be fashionably late. Tagged up as 91 in game.
Also, I just saw in chat that like a second ago they just asked if Skype was an acceptable mark. So everything
Yeah.
planned out well from the beginning.
It's like when you bring like some friends to a party, and then you get in through the door, and then you're like, "Oh, is it okay if my friends come in?" It's like, well, you've already brought them. Like, you can't really say no to their faces now. So yeah, the mercs are in the server, and permission has been granted. So we do have full lineups for both teams, which is what we want to see. We want to see 6v6. We want to see, a crippled team 4v6 or anything like that. But for those of you just joining us, this is the EU Monthly number 2 from Essentials.TF, sponsored by Demos.TF and STN Trading. Once again, guys, check out that link below the stream for all of your trading needs in TF2. And this is a nice monthly cup with a decent prize pool come tomorrow after the playoff stage. But today we are doing the group stage. It is a Swiss system. Both of these two teams, Lego and FN, won their first games 5-0. Obviously, it's going to be a first defeat for one of these teams. On process, we've already seen Low Panda beat Rakuzan, aka my son's basketball team, 4-2 on Gullywash. And this poses to be, I don't know, a pretty tight game. Dom, you haven't given me a score here, man. What's your prediction?
I say it will be 3-1 to Lego, a bit of a slower pace game than what you have been suggesting.
Another prediction. How many minutes of Sniper is Demol going to play?
That definitely depends on how this game will go in terms of pacing. And with Gink on the other side of things, as a sniper as well, for stalemates, this could definitely go upwards from 10 minutes if it comes to the worst of things.
I mean, I'm going to throw it out there. My team likes to play 1 sniper, 2 scouts on this map, and a lot of teams don't like it because that constant sniper pressure, it can be difficult to play against. And it does make me wonder whether FN are going to look at this, and if they go down a round or 2, if things start to get a little bit hairy for them, they might start to be like, oh, hey, let's throw someone on sniper and let's see if we can kind of catch them out that way. And I think that might bait Demol into playing sniper as well. So I really think it depends on how these first couple of rounds go. That will dictate the pace of the rest of the game. But both teams are ready. We have Lego in the red, and we have FN, which is pretty much a Nunya mix for those of you in the know, in the blue. And Dan, do you want to tell me what you see on this mid fight? Who is going to get there fastest?
Well, the answer is clearly Dormo. This guy was just waiting a choke for heals right now. Both Dormos as well, picking up top. Nobody really taking much damage, so not too aggressive of a start just yet. But Yellen jumps in deep behind him. Then is there to spot him. Double jump in from Lego, completely isolating the Medic, taken down immediately from Note. Nothing much he can do. And with only Roma down, they push forward, find more frags as they go along, Crafty going down. Really bad help on FN, only Yilin and Fred left on mid. They try their hardest to find some value frags here. Fred tries to get the medic, too many people there to make that happen. Yilin's still behind, they don't even care, they just let him be as long as they can cap the point and move forward.
Yeah, solid mid-fight. We do see another bomb here, but no, Zen's there. The bodyguards just to deny the jump, and huge, oh wow, Steve Trap there though does take down Zen, so Skyper there, cheeky Steve Trap in the choke. Wasn't expecting that whatsoever. We do have 100% Uber in the bank for Condom, and this is all about where you start asking your main caller, okay, where are we going? We're going 1, we're going 2, we're going 3. Seeing where they're going to be pushing in from. And we do see a sniper on Crafty. We have an engineer as well, so a little bit of off-classing to go on to try and negate this Uber advantage. Domo does take one to the face, but survives it. Sticky's on the point, and the sentry is the focus of the damage. It does get taken down. So much flashing going on here that the Uber doesn't last for very long. Skyper's getting pressured into the spawn. Demon gets taken down there. Dr. Phyllis also there, so no soldiers in this fight for Lego. Domo very, very weak. Nice arrow from Condom is going to take him out into lobby, keep him alive, but Lego unable to make that advantage count.
Yeah, really careful approach. They just barely got the sentry with the Uber before it faded, and they still had one play left in them, which is double sword aggression onto Connor, while the combo just tries to sneak away the camp, but they took way too much damage. They're kind of lucky to get alive, out of this alive, as the push comes out for FN, Uber gets forced. Doctor still had to go down for that. King tries to chase down people, but Uber doesn't last long enough for that. And now, sure, they won down, but they have the Uber any second. And as you mentioned, Devo immediately on sniper.
Oh, the force comes in. Big bomb in there from Pred. Does force Condom. Went down to about 40 HP. And not much is going to be achieved from this. They're trying to clear out this soldier here in sewer. He does get taken out, so no soldiers for FN. And they can't really contest from this position. They do have about 40% advantage, but if Lego build this hard, they may catch up slightly. It may be close enough for FN to think they don't really want to push out for it, especially, like you said, Demo on sniper, he's peeking 1. And Lego can just kind of play this slow now. They can play it into their hands and just wait for a pick.
That is if FN decides to just wait this out, which they might. The advantage is there, but it's not gigantic. They make some moves in lobby, so they might want to go Connor coming up for any seconds. People are there waiting for him. Immediately he eats a pipe, so he goes weak. Has to pop super early on his push out.
Yeah, big, going really, really deep here. And big bomb in, Condom surfs right onto the health back. Great play from him, and again, Zen is the one on the cleanup. Demo still alive, just trying to take pot shots here. Sooner or later, when is this going to land? He does take down Connor, medic down. Another headshot rings out there. Not sure who that was on. Actually, there we go. The SMG coming into play to finish off the scout. Fred, the only person alive. And FN didn't even manage to get Cap onto second. So 1-0 to Lego. So just roll it straight into last there. And yeah, seems pretty solid from Lego so far.
Yeah, they just played passive choke, waited for you would come in. Contemplating this completely safe great serve onto the pack, and then Demon with the minds and sniper plays as well. 1v1 is a scout and wins it as well. So really strong start for Lego in just 5 minutes.
Once again, Skyper very, very weak as he gets to mid, waiting for heals here, but instead of standing around, he's getting aggressive this time. And that's forced Domo to back off a little bit. Dr. Phil on the point, taking a lot of spam, so can't really pressure. And it's actually FN who's got a better ground here. Crafty taking control of these crates. Big jump in from Demo, gets some nice damage down, takes down one of the scouts. Connor goes down, pipes from Domo, that Iron Bomber. Condom still alive, trying to keep Zen alive here as it is a 2v2, but the heals are in favor of Lego. Skyper and Crafty are very, very weak. Crafty gets the health back. And Skyper does go down. Crafty is going to try to make a hero play here. Can he get his... He takes down Zen! He's on the medic now! Condom down to 60 HP, picks up the pack. Is anyone to come in to save him? It is a 1v1. Condom uses the Uber to keep himself alive. Good choice there. He's got Sorix for company now, but Crafty there. Great play from him.
Yeah, that was incredible. He just straight up wins the fight against the scout on this and forces the Uber eventually as well. With the rest of the team now coming in, they want to contest this as much as they can. And Lego doesn't really want to have much to do with this, and they still find frags on their way out, so looks like they just fight better off this now.
Yeah, cap time going down. I mean, technically it still is the mid fight. A big bomb from Dr. Phil lands one rocket onto Connor. Connor surfs the second one away. He's 20 HP and he's going to stay alive, gets the health pack. And Skyper went down there as well. So no demo is going to allow Lego to kind of walk in here. They do have a small advantage. It's about 10%, but it's nothing really to write home about. FN could still deny this if they want. They have no off classes, so it's pretty much, yeah, FN decide they're not going to want to fight this. They don't have a Skyper. And without your demo man, it's very, very hard to contest that Spire on second. But Uber's used really early here from FN. I'm not sure what they're thinking of doing here. Condom finally uses, and it's going to be a much better Uber for Lego. And they contain control of the second point here. Sorry, dumb.
Yeah, Yellen tried to make the best of the situation, tries to drag people behind by going back to mid. Didn't last very long that play, however, so he gets taken out pretty quickly. And Lego want to go with this pick, as the heavy is up on the defense. Not Uber pushing to last, lots of time on the point, and they just move over it, try to get as much time and damage on the point as they can. And everybody's so weak on both sides, but FN finds cracks in the end, and it's only Conor and Domo left alive.
Yeah, good defense there from FN. I mean, it was a really questionable play there. They played so passive when Skyper was down and then decided as soon as he spawned, before it even really got to them, they were pushing out with the Uber against an Uber. It seems really interesting, but their defense held up and they're kind of re-push here from Lego now. It is a dry push. Neither team has Uber. Cod is finally gets 100% and Condom is as well. Demon is going to die, but enough damage has gone down. Uber is used on Connor, and once again Condom is going to have the much better Uber because he hasn't even popped yet. He is just safe and sound with Dr. Phil.
Yeah, Lego seem really comfortable in these not-lose situations. Eventually, Yellen again coming in from the show gets the force out, but him and Crafty get cleaned up 2 down, make it quite a bit harder to have any idea of testing this. Still, Skype was really close, and the rest of them seem to want to do this as well.
Yeah, I mean, good force there by Yellen as old Skyper. Iron Bomber. It's a bone for contention with many people. Domo on the respawn now, so could be an opportunity for FN to sort of walk in and get some pressure going on. They do have about 20% ad here, but again, they're just kind of waiting and choke, and that's not a good idea once Domo is back in the action. Yellen with the jump in, gets a lot of damage, misses the air shot, and Domo is going to take him down, but Demol is going to be taken down in return. Fred trying to make his way in through PC, but managed to find the space. Crafty's in on Domo. Domo taking so much damage. He's being hit by Condom and finally goes down. Crafty finishing him off with the pistol. The Uber is used. Condom's only at 90%. But, oh, big jump in from Skyper. And the Uber is used by Condom and Skyper goes down. 3 up for Lego, but they still control them.
Yeah, both of these teams just like playing the situation before the Ubers up. And it just worked for Uber sides as well. But they come in the FN and they get completely wiped. All the soldiers of the people taking out almost everybody. Fred and Yellen get out alive. But Fred not for so much longer.
I just think these drive pushes from Lego are winning them the fights. I mean, the Ubers are pretty even. There's no one really dominating these Ubers. But when it comes to the position where neither team has any charge, Lego just seem to be in control. They're just making the right decisions. And they have found themselves with a nice advantage here. 75% for Condom. Connor nowhere near it. Once again, Crafty. This time he's on the engineer. And we don't have a sniper. So maybe they're looking for a little bit more of a solid defense. And trying to just deny this point rather than get the pick. But Lego making their way into lobby now. Just ready for the push.
Yeah, they have to be up with the sentry and the only defensive option, and that didn't last very long. They move in. They don't want to use it early, come over the right side. Sniper, get one shot, misses it. Evil comes in on left side, distracts him a little. Really doesn't get too much, but the Uber's on now, really late. And they do so much damage, and nobody is able to block the point in time where the Uber is in their face. And that's 2-0 for Lego.
Yeah, I mean, Crafty there kept his sentry up, and then when it finally went down, moved into spawn, switch off onto the heavy. And if you're going to do that, you need somebody else to contest the point because it's not going to be him. And no one else really seemed to be too keen to get onto that point to physically block it. But that is 2-0 to Lego. Wow, huge bomb from Fred. And he takes down Doma with the second rocket. Huge play coming in there from the soldier. Demo instantly goes for a counter-sack. But he's going to get taken down as well. So that's 2 out for Lego. And they are totally away from this midpoint. Fred gets cleaned up, but he's not going to mind. That was a huge play on mid. And Lego a bit shell-shocked there. FN just huge aggression coming out from there. It looks like they might want to push through the choke now.
Yeah, Ben want to capitalize off of the left with momentum they have. As players are still down for Lego, they're making moves. They then take so much damage. Dr. Phil as well has to go back for attack, while then takes the heals on the medic. And FN is using this little opening to move forward. Condom takes a lot of damage. Doesn't quite have Uber yet, and he dies with 99. Condom goes down, and FN uses their Uber now to secure the second point.
Yeah, that was so close. Condom dodging the best he could, but 99% Uber going down there. And Connor had to use his Uber. He took a lot of damage as well, but there's 3 up here for Lego, and 2 of them are on a 10-second respawn, so they could just drive push this. There we go. Sorik's going down. Skyper going down though, and that's 3 kills. Dr. Phil going pretty huge. Crafty's still in on last with Connor, and they're kind of either in 2 minds of whether they want to fight this. Domo taking a lot of damage. Can he get pressured? In comes Yellen. He's going to bomb for the medic. Can he take down Condom? He's so weak. 20 HP on the medic. And he finally does that rocket from the grave. Demul getting a 2k. But medics are traded, and Condom is going to have the longer respawn there.
Lego wants to abuse the opportunity they have by going in before spawns are coming up top. And even though the people have heals that are up, but it's only 3 against a wall of damage from 5 people for Lego. And they managed to secure second while this is all going down. Connor will have advantage after all is said and done, but by getting second they have a good safety net to fall back on in this.
Yeah, and we do see some hard building coming in here. Zen just whacking himself with the sword. Don't try that at home, kids. He's actually catching up with the Uber here. Connor is at 80%, but Condom's up to, what, 50? It's only 30 behind, and if FN don't push this on the dot, they may not catch out Condom before he gets his charge. It looks like they're trying to get through PC here. Uber is used kind of early, and Giga needs a flash to stay alive. Dr. Phil does go down, but Domo with that point.
Yeah, and as he said, Condom got safely out of this. They expected them to come from PC, so they spammed them on entry early force, got the combo safely out, and now they have the chance to push themselves as they're making moves into second with this advantage. Don't want to use it early. He will have to play with his life for that one, but FN respecting the Uber situation, they leave early. Or do they? They're still contesting this from choke. Connor takes some early damage. Backup is coming in. This is why they want to contest it. They want to block for the backup. Dr. Phil wins the fight on second against Crafty, and now just a huge massive fight on mid where they eventually do find force.
It's a nice rocket there from Yellen straight to the face of Sorix. And Demul just jumping into mid now, just kind of Lego maybe wanting to slow this up now. I like the way that FN have just been kind of hitting the acceleration, just getting in, but no, Lego decide they just want to keep up the aggression too. And Dr. Phil is in, but he doesn't have the support, so he goes down. And, it just looked like Lego still want to fight this. Zen is in, no, decides against it. 100% for Connor, they do have a pick. No pocket soldier to deal with, and Lego may have to back off here, but they're holding aggressive. They want to fight this. They want to fight this guy.
Yeah, they want to use the Uber the moment they get it to make as much of this as they can, but they were not close enough for their own liking, so eventually they have to back off. Still, FN forces them all the way into second as the force eventually comes out of Connor just in front of the Uber, but Domo has faced so many different people on this solo Uber, and eventually it's just them completely surrounded by blue people. Condom goes down, Demon as well. And no, so it's coming from behind and he actually gets Connor. And King completely turning this around now.
He could, this is the, oh no, I was going to say the dream of the 4K there. But Skyper with some nice pipes takes him down. I mean, Sorix was going for the backhand there. So essentially they were 1 down with Demon also. Basically it was a 4v6 on mid there. And Lego had to play passive enough to get their Uber in time. So when the Ubers were over, they just got totally collapsed on. And Sorix there kind of masking up the issues by taking off Connor. And Connor actually does have an advantage here. So Lego again may decide to just keep up the aggression, but FN's aggression has been working for them, and it kind of caught Lego off guard there. They haven't been able to convert it into a round yet. But Lego definitely kind of being faced with balls to the wall aggression of their own. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this game plays out, as we do have a bit of a stalemate, but I do not think it's going to last for long.
Yeah, and with how the game has been going, definitely won't. Both of these teams have people who are very vocal about the fact that European TF2 is apparently very slow these days, and you can see that they are people behind the idea of not like completely trying to copy Seven's playstyle to T. They want to push as as much as they can. It's all what they have. But now I think this is the first proper Uber stalemate we have. We had an Uber situation before that was completely even, but they just on FN decided to push in. This time it's a little bit different though. They don't really want to risk anything on either side. It's a really passive stalemate. Nobody doing anything much.
I think it's because people are lagging. I'm seeing some stuff in the chat that a few people are lagging. It seems to be an issue with the server. Hopefully it rectifies or corrects itself soon. It seems everyone is it's just kind of little mini teleports everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like they're just testing out if the server is still stable or not. We had a stalemate coming into this, so if they decide to switch servers, it's perfectly replaceable with the same situation. But it looks like there comes a jump in from Dylan. He tries to make a play here, but can't find Condom whatsoever. He's hiding in front of the PC entrance. Pretty safe from that bomb, and that is placed so far.
Yeah, I mean, could see Lego do something here. We do see D-More jumping in now. He lands rocket onto Connor, but he's able to just dodge out of the way. And then we see Fred go in this time, and he manages to get a rocket onto Condom. And it's just soldiers jumping in. I mean, I wonder if we can see Dr. Phil go for a jump now. We do. Oh no, he's just going over to Silver. Doesn't really want to commit to that, and that's fine. It's 13 minutes to go left in this game. Lego with a nice, comfortable 2-0 lead. So it's really up to FN to make something happen here. They're in control of the midpoint, and they do need to get rounds on the board. Skyper trying to pressure choke a little bit here. There are stickies that he's spotted, just backing away. And we do see the off-class here. D-Rule on Sniper, and that's just going to really slow things down now. But it gives more opportunity, I think, for FN to send in a soldier.
But at the same time, while all of this was happening, they just walked into PC, confidently take this exchange, managed to get out before Lego can chase them down into the midst of all teams, stay perfectly safe. Jump in again. Dylan tries his hardest to make this jump happen. But D-Mule with the sniper, he switched off after he died in his stack, gets ready immediately, and now just a big old fight. And Condom loses his life to Fred eventually, and it's 3v2 with Lego in a better position, but looks like actually haven't given up yet. Ging comes in, loses the fight at the Soul. Stratus will be delayed, bomb win, trades with D-Mule, and Lego takes the better end of this for now.
That was winnable. That was really winnable. If the two FM players, we got Fred and Gink, if they combined and moved in at the same time, Dome was so weak. He was about 20 HP at door number 1, and they had a sniper and a weak scout. So I mean, if they combine there, maybe they could have got something done, but they don't. And we see Connor here with an advantage regardless, and still in control of the midpoint. So again, it's all up to FN to try and pressure this, and they can maybe just push this on the dot and catch Condom out. There's no sniper this time around, so they don't have to worry about that. It is just cookie cutter coming from both teams. And we do see Condom and Zen just trying to build it up here. 90% for Connor now. We could be seeing a push. It looks like they just want to get in now. They're making a move. And Uber is used early on. Yellen's going to go for the big bomb. Can he catch onto Condom? He lands some damage. Condom's just dodging for his life here. Taking stickies, taking pipes. It doesn't matter. This man is not going to die. He gets his Uber in time. And that's nearly a wipe coming in from FN. Only Gink alive. And he's all the way back on mid. What happened there, Dom?
They just really committed to getting Condom out of the way. They knew the Uber situation was close enough that they had to worry about it. So they threw everything they had at a double bomb, Demo, excuse me, and a soldier going into them. But they just hit so little damage. They didn't even get 100 damage combined onto the medic. Condom stayed completely safe. And at that point, they were already 2 down with bad fight on their hands afterwards. Turns completely around with Lego in full control now and big advantage. Move with the second as Crafty on Sniper now too. He wants a sneaky pick onto Condom before anything can be done with this Uber.
Yeah, I mean, they have had this advantage a while. They're taking it to PC and they do use it. But there's not much room to get forward. Yellen does go down. And the cap on second is definitely going to go down for Lego. But FN do have this advantage now. Crafty switched off onto a heavy this time around. Maybe ready for a bit of a dry push or a bomb at least coming from Lego, because Connor does have this Uber advantage. No, Crafty back on the scout. Ready for a push out here, I'm sure. As they don't want to be stuck on their last for the remainder of the game. They need to get some rounds on the board, otherwise it is going to be another map win for Lego. And they're taking their time here, Dum. I mean, Condoms
Yeah,
is
they lost so much of the percentage. Eventually they come in, he don't want to use it early. Game loses his life bonus. Debo jumps in, but you guys completely ignored. He's all the way behind now. Call comes in that he's there. People go back to deal with this, but he's got so much time. Eventually gets typed down by Skyper. And push it to second, continues with the Uber, but really doesn't find fun. Lego back in. Condom has a super now, and they want to make use of this.
Definitely, there we go. A couple of kills there. Connor and Yellen on a 15-second respawn. This Uber is clearing up Sorix on a 6k. Takes down Pred. The other scout Zen is going to take down Crafty. So they can just walk into last here. And there we go. That is a wipe. It's going to make it 3-0 for Lego. 8 minutes, or just under 9 minutes to go left of this map. And FN are going to really have to turn up the aggression a notch more to be able to get anything out of this game. But again, we saw kind of, like we saw in the first map today, a team trying to push out from last, not really having a success of it, and getting pushed back and wiped. And I think that was down to Demo just kind of distracting on that last point.
Yeah, he turned 2 people back completely, and that was 2 people missing front in the Uber. And yeah, it turns to a 3-0 lead now. Slow approach by Lego. They really don't want early positioning. They wait for timing on the bombs, but those bombs get denied really early. Nobody has gone down yet. Condom goes so weak. In its rockets, but does not die. Eventually, the finds clean with him as Demo goes down, and no soldiers on the blue side of things anymore. And without them, they want to have nothing to do with the rest of this fight.
Yeah, I mean, Skyper really far back here. You know, without the soldiers, it's going to be quite easy for Lego to push in. There's not much spam to deny them. Dr. Phil goes down pretty low, and the Uber is used by Connor there. I'm not sure why. He had a 150 HP. I think their demo is lagging a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on, but has a really questionable Uber pop there. I'm guessing the lag had something to do with it. But there we go. Demo trading with a scout, and Lego probably going to capture this. Pred comes in though to try and block the point a little bit. He's going to get cleaned up. And 100% Uber full Condom now. Get ready to push into last. They're only down a Roma. They can probably push without him. Fred, he's on a longer respawn as well. Yeah, I just think they're having a couple of issues with server lag here, but looks like they're kind of coming through door number 1 here, Dom.
Yeah, they don't care about lag. They want to play the game. They just keep going. Both teams do. Uber push from Lego into last, dealing a whole lot of damage, but they struggle to find effect. Eventually, 2 go down, but they lose 2 in the process as well. And people jumps in deep, doesn't find too much. FN still holding onto this corner, wants to go for the source. Doesn't find them. He goes super weak. Then one of his space the point. Everybody just struggles to kill him. Domo comes in, hits some pipes, kills 2 with 1. But he's the last one up. He tries what he can, hits 1 more onto King. But Connor would have been a desired target. He was already weak, but this should be.
Yeah, very, very, very weak players here on Lego. There we go. Phil getting an arrow just to give him a bit of breathing room. And Zen there, wow, what an air shot from Yellen, takes down the scout. Noob down, he says in chat. And maybe that's what they needed, a little bit of a catalyst to get them in through choke here. 100% Uber for Connor. Dr. Phil goes in for the bomb. Can he get the force? No, he can't. That is 2 down for Lego. Yellen is going to go, and Fred goes in for a really deep bomb here. Not sure what the purpose of that was, maybe just to make some space. Crafty's in behind, he's got a lot of damage onto Condom. He's just drawing the attention away. And here we go, Skyper goes in for the bomb. Stickies, take down Zen. Can he take down Condom? Condom is so weak. He's just dodging. Finally goes down to Gink, who is on a 3k. The Uber was used, but FN actually haven't captured the midpoint yet. So these forward spawns are going to come in quick and fast for Lego, right on top of Pred. He's going to get cleaned up surely here by Demol. And FN kind of, you could say, win that fight, but not as clean cut as maybe they would have liked.
Yeah, they wanted to use this Uber as late as possible and followed all the way to second for a really long drawn-out fight. Lego now back up with numbers. King just casually walks over Zen as well. Still can't really chase him down. In fact, King wants to crack himself, but he's so weak he can't really do it. Gets eventually cleaned up. Lego wants to take this fight on even Ubers, and so far they're getting the pick that they want. Slowly keep moving forward, deal some more damage, spam onto the other side of the map, and this should be enough to secure mid for now.
Looks like it. And we've got, what, just under 5 minutes to go. It's definitely pressure time now for FN. If they want to get anything out of this game, even a draw would be points on the table for them. They need to get 3 rounds, and they need to start speeding things up here. They do have an Uber, and it's actually before Condom got his Uber by about 15%, but I don't think they realize the extent of their advantage, so Condom is going to get his charge. But no, the Uber's come in here. They're trying to get anything. They're trying to force Condom. He does take a lot of damage. He's going to be weak after this Uber. Surely that's going to be called. Connor is going to get caught out there. Domo, huge stickies from that man. And they're going to clean up the remaining players who are trying to fight. We see Pred there in choke. He's deciding to go for a health pack. And Sorix is on the chase. And Lego, they can afford to send 2 players back for this, because they've cleaned up pretty much everybody else.
Yeah, FN went so deep with this one. Really good by Column to refuse to use for a long time. Went down to 30 HP, and at that point, most of Connor's Uber was gone, and they could just clean up everybody who was still on mid at that point. And just was such a good work for Lego in the end. And now they have, what is this, 60% advantage into last, and they're already moving in before they even have. They don't care. Condom goes super weak, so they might have to decide against it. As FN puts up a little bit more tightly against the non-Uber push, and it seems to be working. They do Condom incredibly weak, but nobody shoots him at the end. He still gets the Uber, and it's a turn things around.
Yeah, Connor gets taken down there by Dr. Phil. There's only 3 alive here for Lego. And there we go, Pred there with 2 kills. Takes down Zen and Condom. And yeah, Condom was just so weak. They really should have maybe cancelled that push. They lost a couple of players. Condom was down to about 20 HP. Had to pop as soon as he got the charge. And when you have those desperation charges like that, it really usually doesn't work out very well for you. And FM were able to play into an advantage there. And it's really looking like Lego have pretty much got this done and dusted now. So it's all about trying to get some rounds on the board for FN to help them in that placement. And 2 kills from Domo. Big traps.
And an arrow as well on Gink after he wanted to leave as well. Just, they were completely destroyed on the PC door. And now it's just completely wide open here on second for Lego to take.
Yeah, even with the disadvantage, I mean, that's the thing, when you've got these advantages, it doesn't really matter for anything, because if you lose players, you've got nobody to use that advanced charge on. And we see 80% for Connor here. Condom actually building much better, so he's catching up here. Demo just relishing the last couple of minutes of Sniper, peeking in through number 1. Can he get a sightline onto anybody? Connor realizes, and Haltays it to lobby with Yellow.
Brad comes in to deal with that, but he just gets completely surprised by Dr. Phil after the body shot comes in. Quickly taken down, Uber up on both sides, and it's effectively that time, so I would not be surprised if they just want to go with this, and they do exchange on second, and both teams just trying to do some viewer. Nice air shot there by Dr. Phil. Forces Yilin to stay on second, gets an arrow, that's not enough. Dr. Phil takes him out from Domo as well to take down Skyper in the meantime.
Yeah, and the big frags are the demo, but wow, Connor there taking down Dr. Phil, and Fred finishing off Condom the medic. So no heals for Lego. I think they're going to probably just walk into last anyway. Like you said, it's dead time. Wow, King there just taking down Zen as he tried to peek in through door number 1. But I mean, I know it's dead time, but once again, we see these kind of teams trying to push out, and it's just not working, because the teams that are defending second are just holding so passively that just 1 pick is enough for them to win that fight, and make the Uber exchange just really, really bad for the pushing out team. So it seems to be a common theme of today, and maybe something we'll see more from as we see different teams playing. But I mean, Lego, good for the win.
Yeah, definitely. I can be pretty happy with that. I've seen some shit talk earlier in the chat of this game, so you better back that off with results, and so far they do. Blitzing 3-0 win. And put up a decent fight, but at the end, just Lego was that much better. And it shows, like you mentioned, all the out of last pushes Lego just really confidently handled. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at Condom here. 113 points. That's like, I mean, if you tip 100 points in a game, you've done well as a medic, I guess. You've clearly been healing. It's like, oh no, he goes down there. Oh, I'm not sure if that was a drop or not. He's extremely close to his charge. If it wasn't, 98% I think, or 99. And the timer runs out. That's 1 less charge, 2 less points for Condom on the scoreboard. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. Individual logs mean nothing when the 3-0 score is all that Lego needed to take them 2-0 on the table.
Yes, this is the kind of Lego that has potential to make it up on the finals for this tournament for sure. Just never slowing down, except when the server was lagging a bit, but that was just a few seconds, so it didn't really affect the game too much. I think it was pretty much a stalemate at that one anyway, so yeah, both teams just power through a little bit of lag, they don't care.
Yeah, fortunately, it was during a time where there wasn't one team pushing or something, and it made the difference. And around it was just during a moment where everyone was just chilling around and stalemating. But
And that was
yeah,
basically the only stalemate we had, and that was very much
yeah,
not to anyone's fault. So really fast-paced game.
and I think that's what both teams wanted. I think you know, Lego wanted to play fast so that their scouts could really get involved and make a difference. Whereas FN, I feel, didn't want the stalemate because they knew the Demon Sniper would come out. They knew Lego, more experienced, probably be the ones to kind of break those stalemates more effectively. And once FN got aggressive, that mid fight there where they set some really deep bombs, pred with a couple of nice rockets onto Domo, I think it was on the third or fourth mid fight. They really looked strong then. It just wasn't converted into a round. Maybe if it was, who knows what could have happened? Maybe that would have given them the boost that they needed. Let's take a quick look at the logs here, and it's actually Dr. Phil, who top fragged there. Top damage was Domo, but 27 kills from Phil, followed by Sorix with 25. But I mean, fairly equal across the board. I don't think there's anyone that really stands out as underperforming or,
Ooh,
you know,
I would say that Skyper. I said he has a lot of potential, but this game he really struggled. If you just compare the demos to each other, just the
mm,
damage difference is really big.
that's about 3k damage difference there. Yeah.
Yes, and going negative in KD as well. Just that alone has such a big impact already. Like the damage team was is really close, despite all of this, which really shows how much of a fight they still put up. But yeah, that's an unfortunate performance.
Well, I think when you look at Domo, he died 10 times, which was, the only person who died less than him was Condom on 9. And I've always, thought of Domo as one of those demos that does stay alive. Very good demo, but he does, manage to stay alive in situations where normally, other demos maybe wouldn't. I remember there was a Prem game a few seasons ago where didn't he get like 4 or 5 dominations or something? I think he died like twice.
Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
thing. Yes.
So I mean, if your demo is constantly alive, you can see he did put out more damage, but he died 5 less times. Kind of continually keeping him alive. Maybe there just wasn't enough pressure on him from the other team, or who knows. But yeah, that's an interesting observation. Just taking a look at the medic stats, and there wasn't actually any drops, which I think,
Yeah, there were a
yeah,
couple of deaths with like really being really close to Uber, but apart from that, no drops. Yeah.
yeah, I think Condom died at like 98, 99 a couple of times. So we do see it looking at the server right now. Condom wins a medic beam medic fight on mid. So
I think something that really shows how this game went is the pretty short time before using for Connor. It's just 16 seconds for Connor. It's a little bit more, 32, but still, it's not tremendously much. But yeah, that's definitely showed how these teams wanted to play.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it does actually. It was kind of, there wasn't any moment where teams wanted to sit on mid and just throw a soldier in for a sack and hope that they got a force and then push off of that. It definitely was just a lot of, right, we've traded Ubers, let's push in, let's just try push. And Lego just seemed to be more effective in these chaotic repushes. Maybe not chaotic for them, but chaotic for FN as they try to kind of focus the frags or
Yeah,
whatever.
and these post Ubers, like how they went really, like you can just see in this one single stack deaths within 20 seconds after Uber, Connor just to Connor within 5 in comparison. And that pretty much sums up what you've been just saying, that just these post Ubers been much better for Lego in comparison.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think that's the way Lego are going to play, and it'll be interesting to see how they come up against some of the other teams that we know in the Prem tier. How that strategy is going to work against the likes of Seven or Ascent, whether that aggression. I mean, Lego playing up against Josh, obviously a Lego legend himself. How that game's going to go down. Just going to check on the tournament page. If we've got any more results.
Yeah, there were a couple of games going on, as there should be with the Swiss system, so interesting to find out how other
Yeah.
teams did.
So it looks like my son's basketball team bounced back from that first round loss, and they beat Gucci Gang 5-0. 21-inch Eggs. Not sure who's on that team, but they 5-0'd Not Dead Doggo. Poundland lost to Neon and Co. 5-2. Ascent dropped a couple of rounds there against your choice. They're dumb. Video Game Gamer Guys. Ascent won 5-2, but yeah, it's a couple of rounds. Just a mix.
I told you they have potential.
Yeah, so there could be a team that could sneak in there later on.
I just checked the logs of that game. Ixie went 25-14.
Wow.
That's pretty solid. Best performance on his team. I think he worked last week in ETFL as well and had similar strong showing. So yeah, Ixie is a gamer.
Have to keep an eye on that team. We got 7, another 5-0 for them against Just a Mix. Failer Esports lost their first round game but beat Quality Control 2-1. Down to Frag versus Spastic Spetsnaz. Down to Frag winning that 5-4. So a very close game there. The Battle of the Pandas, Low Panda versus Red Pandas. That was a 3-1. We obviously saw Lego versus FN. Lego winning that 3-0 to be another one of the teams with the full amount of points. And Sora there winning 5-1 against Cafe. So it's actually interesting when we take a look at the teams that are, 2-0 so far. We do have 7, Low Panda, Ascent, Lego, probably the teams you'd expect. Then we have the Neon team, which, like you said, is a team, the basically the Finnish team from Division 1.
Yes, maybe not full lineup because it's pretty common for teams not that somebody doesn't have time for cups, but still probably mostly their lineup. So yeah, definitely a strong team.
Then we have 21-inch Eggs, also 2-0. I do believe all the matches, have been reported. So yeah, there's actually 21-inch Eggs there, 2-0. And that's an interesting team as well. Taking a look at there, they got what? You've got Eames, Charlie, Seeds, Nazboy, Umbra, Af. It's an interesting lineup. So that's another team that you could think could squeeze in there for the playoffs.
If they try the hardest, potentially for sure. And they have some strong names on there to make some upsets happen. So it's not completely out of the picture. I wouldn't put them at the highest potential fallers upsets, but they still could do it.
Yeah, and we are going to see 2 teams we've seen before.